I've worked as a recruiter, I've worked as a hiring manager, and I know what's at the back of interviewers' heads when they're speaking to candidates. And so if you know you're qualified for a job, you've gone for interviews, but no one's hiring you, chances are you're guilty of one of the 5 things we're going to be discussing in this video. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. My name is Nicole Nyasha and I share career-related content. If you enjoy this, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. In this video, I'm sharing 5 ways that you can make yourself a more attractive candidate and hopefully land a job offer. In addition to your regular interview preparation, you've researched the company, you've researched the people you're meeting with, these will be things that you will keep at the back of your head and be self-aware of whilst you're going through the interview. So the very first thing I'm going to talk about is your communication. Interviewers want to know that you can articulate your thoughts, you can speak what's on your mind, and you can present a good argument. Regardless of what position you're applying for, chances are you're going to need to communicate with somebody. Whether you're communicating with external stakeholders or internal stakeholders, you could be the best person at your job, but if you're not going to be able to communicate with your team members or whoever it is that you're supposed to be able to communicate with, that's going to be a problem. Interviewers also want to get some insights on how you would handle pushback. So are you the kind of person that people would sideline you, people would push down your ideas and you're fine with that? Or are you the kind of person that's going to rise up above that and still push your ideas forth? So throughout your interview, be self-aware of how you're communicating, how you're presenting yourself, and articulate your thoughts clearly. Your excitement level is also very, very important to interviewers. Are you just happy because you've gotten an interview and you're going to be getting a job? Or are you specifically and particularly happy about this current opportunity? And that's going to show in your body language, in the way in which you present your answers. So never be afraid to express your excitement. I've heard some really bad interview advice where people are sharing that if you're in an interview, you should come across as uptight and you have 1,000 offers on the table and this is just one of the offers that you're going to pick from. Now, I would beg to differ, and I think you should take the other approach where you actually show that you're excited about the opportunity. Because when it comes down to 2 candidates being equally qualified for a job, it really boils down to who showed the most interest and who demonstrated that they were really keen on this position during the interview. So you never want to miss out on an opportunity because you're trying to play quote-unquote hard to get. So my recommendation would be at the end of every interview, before you end the call, before you leave the room, you want to let them know that you're excited about this opportunity. And you could say something along the lines of, "Thank you, Nicole and Melissa, for taking the time to speak with me this morning, this afternoon. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation." Throw in there 1 or 2 things about what you guys discussed, and then close it off by saying, "I'm really excited about this opportunity. Give me the chance and I won't let you down." Your excitement level is also going to show with the amount of energy you give off. So your body language, are you smiling? Are you excited? Are you using hand gestures? Or are your hands just closed off and are you serious the entire time? So make sure you're giving off the right energy and you're very self-aware and you're coming across the way you want to be seen. So since we're speaking about energy, please shower me with some positive vibes by giving this video a thumbs up. Another thing that interviewers pay attention to, and for the most part they will not compromise on this, is compatibility. How good of a fit you are for the team, for the organization, how good of a fit you are for that particular manager who's hiring you. Is there a connection? Is there synergy? Do they feel like they'll be able to get along with you? Do they feel like they'll be able to coach you? Do they feel like you will get along with the team that you're supposed to be managing? Regardless of what position it is you're interviewing for, compatibility is very important. The worst thing that can happen is you get interviewed, you get the offer, and a few weeks down the road, they just realize that you're not blending well with the team. This would hinder not only your performance, but it's going to affect the performance of the other people on the team. So interviewers are really looking for somebody that's going to come and blend in well with the synergy that they already have going on. I recommend that you go through the company's socials, you check out their posts, look at their branding, go through their articles on their website or wherever whatever it is, just have an understanding of the way they communicate, their tone of voice. All these things will give you some insights into their culture, and then you can then position yourself accordingly during the interview. No matter how good you are at a job, if you're not personable, if they don't like you, they're not going to hire you, because everybody wants to work with people they like. We spend the majority of our time at work, and so it's important that we all get along as colleagues, as team members. So be personable, laugh, crack a joke, show some emotion, and present that human side of you. Another thing that's very important is your personality. For the most part, every single job will require a specific personality type. Now, there might be outliers here and there, but for the most part, this is true. For example, if you're applying for a sales position, you definitely want to come across as enthusiastic, aggressive, outgoing, extroverted, domineering, somebody who's a go-getter, somebody that doesn't need to be pushed and can really get in the numbers. If you're applying for maybe a tech position where you don't necessarily need to speak to people, it's just you and your computer, they're going to be looking for something entirely different. Something you can do to help yourself out is, before an interview, go online and research personality types. It's always good, even apart from job seeking and interviewing, it's just good for you as an individual to understand your personality type. Understand what are the strengths and the weaknesses of your personality type. Something I've seen candidates do and hurt themselves in the process is try and present themselves as a particular personality type. And then when you ask them, okay, tell me some of your weaknesses, they will present to you a weakness that is completely opposite of that personality type, and it doesn't make sense, and so you end up as the interviewer with question marks in your head. So make sure you go and do your research on personality types. The final thing I would say is to ask good questions. Actually, this is not the fifth one, I have another tip, but ask good questions. This shows that you're a critical thinker, and it shows that you're carefully vetting this opportunity and you're not just rushing to get into whatever opportunity you find. And that's important to interviewers, because we want to know that you've carefully considered this opportunity. That's going to tell us that you're in this for the long run and this is a good investment for us. And in addition to that, it also helps you clear some mishaps. So if you've said something in the interview and maybe they've misinterpreted you, asking questions and hearing what they say will help you to clarify whatever thing you want to clarify. So when you go into an interview, always have 2 to 3 questions at the back of your head. Don't ask questions like, how many vacation days am I going to get? How many sick days am I going to get? Those are not quality questions. I do have a page on Instagram that's dedicated to job search tips, and I have shared on there some examples of quality questions to ask in your interview. So if you're not already following me on that page, go ahead and do so. The final thing that interviewers are looking for is somebody that can do the job. Obviously, this job ad has been put out for a reason. The company has a need and they need somebody to fill it. So throughout the interview process, you need to be able to demonstrate that you can fill that need, demonstrate what your value is, and demonstrate your expertise whilst you're answering their questions. And above all, you just want your interview to be enjoyable. Like I've already mentioned, when it comes down to 2 equally qualified candidates, it boils down to who was the most excited about the opportunity? Who did we really enjoy speaking to the most? So make sure that your interview is not a boring Q&A question, but make it conversational. Use stories when you're answering questions and make it a two-way dialogue. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please give this video a thumbs up. God bless you. Good luck in your interview, and I will see you in the next one.